SOS Graphic Design provides agency-quality professional graphic design services from established companies to startup individuals, creating a simple logo to complete rebranding and delivering visual communication with print media. Everything SOS Graphic Design does has a single unifying objective: to set your business apart. We are at your service. Call 313-342-2166. That's 313-342-2166 or www.sosgraphicdesigns.com.
Well, we're moving on now.
Come check out the new Sisters Braid 2 Hair Braiding and Natural Hair Care Salon, located at 18070 Mount Elliott Street. Our new salon is spacious with adequate parking, Wi-Fi, and all brand new state-of-the-art salon equipment. Come meet your local hair braiders and natural hair care specialists, and check out our many hair care services, such as hair treatments, box braids, cornrows, tree braids, Havana twists, children's braids, natural twists, lock extensions, kinky twists, goddess locks, updos, full weaves, and more. Please feel free to visit us on the web at www.sistersbraid2.com or call 313-826-0498. Here at Sisters Braid 2, we offer exceptional care for exceptional hair. We look forward to seeing you. Sisters Braid 2 is a proud recipient of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
We would like to invite you to help support the efforts of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. Visit the website at www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. That's www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. We often hear how we need to work together and rebuild the city, and we're actually doing it. You can make online donations and click on links to track the progress of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. And for more information, 313-868-0000 is a local number. Again, 313-868-0000. Support the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
Have you ever searched through a shelf full of greeting cards and still couldn't find the one that echoed how you felt? Well, search no more and call Designs by Deej. We offer birthday cards. Our cards are one-of-a-kind keepsake items that your recipient will want to place on their mantle with all of their other beautiful and treasured items. We also offer holiday cards. With Designs by Deej, no holiday will go unnoticed. Our unique greeting cards are all holidays. We also have cards for special occasions. We are your one-stop shop for unique and three-dimensional handmade greeting cards for all occasions. Specializing, we also take custom orders. Every card is crafted with care and made with love. So call Designs by Deej today at 601-451-9536 or visit our website, www.designsbydeej.com.
WTPR Detroit, HD2. You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park. WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Brothers and sisters, are you tired of reading the Holy Scripture?
The recording has started.
Understanding
Conference recording
if you're
started.
reasonably sure, have you ever tested that what you
Conference recording started.
has a different view than your own? Then let's talk with one another. Then let's reason with one another on a scriptural discussion with the Son of Man every Wednesday at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 12 noon. On WHPR TV Detroit Live, 88.1 FM WHPR, and Comcast Cable. Why don't you call and discuss the Holy Bible, and if you have one, the Holy Quran, and come to an agreement about the Holy Scriptures and their true meaning? You can call them live on the air at area code 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. That's 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, or 313-868-0351. And now, let's go live with a scriptural discussion with the Son of Man.
On my shoulders, getting stronger as a rover.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Truthful, and the Most Just. I greet all of you once again who are hungry and thirsty for Allah's righteousness. I greet you all with the greeting words of peace. May Allah's Salam Alaikum. I had promised a brother in New York that I would let him ask his question and conversate with me about what was bothering him. We didn't get the chance to do it Wednesday because he wasn't able to stay around until the end, and besides, I had already went an hour over my regular time, but we are going to give him that opportunity tonight. Sometimes, as I told you, I'm a human being, just like you. And you all know that sometimes people get on your nerve and you don't want to talk to them. So don't think that I'm from some other planet or something. I'm from the same gene pool that produced you. And sometimes you get on my nerves. And so I don't want to talk to you. But I always have to remind myself that even though I see that you got serious problems, we all, it don't take you long if you talk to the average black person in America, you pretty much find out that all of us got mental issues. We got issues. Of course, we ain't the only ones. White folks got them too. America is filled with functional insanity. And in order to see it, you have to have had a rebirth. That's why I say things that a lot of y'all don't see. I told you a long time ago, I'm living here. It's like living in an insane asylum. And the more you listen to me, the more you start to see the truth of that. But anyway, and I used to think it was all white folks' fault. Even though that was because I was a child in my understanding that, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it wasn't his fault that, I was just a baby and didn't understand. And even though it was right in front of me. As he said, one of our scientists, whom we refer to as a god, one who is a grantor of dominion, when he was 6 years old, he was playing with two pieces of steel. And his name happened to be Jacob, Yakub. And that's translated in English to Jacob. And he was playing with those two pieces of steel, and one had magnetism in it, and the other one didn't have none. And he looked up at his uncle. Now, this was when he was 6. Now. He looked up at his uncle, and his uncle, he said, "Uncle, when I get to be an old man, I'm going to make a people that will rule you." Now, his uncle responded to him, because obviously his uncle knew who he was. His uncle said, "What will you make? For something that will make mischief in the land and cause bloodshed?" And Yakub told him, he said, "Nevertheless, uncle, I know something that you don't know." Now, it's hard to picture a 6-year-old talking like that, the way we view 6-year-olds. Thank you, Philip. But if you go back and listen at some of the history of Martin Luther King, for instance, they was recounting some of the history of Martin Luther King and said, Martin Luther King, when he was just a toddler, he begged his mother to let him go to school. Now, what toddler wants to go to lead their mama and go to school? He was a smart little fella. You understand? And so in order to shut him up, she took him up there, and he took the word of the view. They told him, you can't come right now. You're too young. Then he finally accepted it. But he tried his best to get in school. And he wound up in college when he was 14, didn't he? No, he was 14, I was told. If you don't know for sure, find out for sure, because, don't sit there and say this or that. I was told he was in college by the time he was 14 years old. So, but he was he was a brainy fella. So, there are children that they have gifts from the gene pool that, make them look like miracles. That's just to show you that in us is the ability that's untapped to accomplish anything and to govern the whole universe. And you just get little glimpses of the potential of the human family when you look at those gifted young people like that, gifted men and women. But anyway, skipped a couple of years. Matter of fact, got skipped. Huh? And so he was no dumbbell. So, but anyway, now let's get back to my subject. When now, if that brother's hand go up, I ain't gonna keep putting him off. I put him off last time. I just wish he'd get to class on time. I don't like it when you hear me start up a subject matter. See, if you make it to class on time, you would know that I'm not ducking you. I give you a chance to put forth whatever it is you want to talk about before I get into a subject. Don't I? Then you come to class late. Then you want to throw your hand up to start an argument about something that we wasn't even discussing. And you want to, here you come with your E-I-E-I-O. And that's what perturbs me. That's what makes me, not want to talk to you. Anyway, so Yakub, when he got a youngster, he was in the laboratory experimenting with life germs. And he obviously was little, he had had some type of revelation for him to tell his uncle when he got to be an old man, he was going to make a people that were ruling. Huh? Something had been revealed to him. Is that right? Now, it's not hard for me to believe that, because as I was telling you a good while back, when I was, one day when I was, it was after I had had that vision and whatnot, I was talking with my mother, and I was arguing with her. Matter of fact, that I don't even think that was probably before I had that vision. But anyway, I was in an argument with my mother, religious argument, you know, and my niece was 3 years old, 3. And she looked at me and said, "What are you trying to do? Get her in trouble?" And ain't no 3-year-old had no business asking me nothing like that. I had sense enough to know that. And then I thought about it. It just helped to reinforce to me who I am. Because people get in trouble if I get perturbed with you, you'll find that carries a lot of weight. The book says whoever I fall on, it'd be crush them. And so when she said that to me, I stopped arguing with my mother, because I knew that was, you know, ain't no 3-year-old had no business telling me nothing like that. Now, she probably don't. It's like Brother Donald. He don't remember telling me that when he waited a long time for this. And I mean, I knew he was talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but I didn't know. It was knowing without knowing. I knew that he was telling me that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had waited a long time for me, and that, but he don't remember, you know. But Allah speaks to me through whoever He pleases, like the messenger said in the judgment of the world is now. He said he still speaks to me. He said, right directly, the voice come to my ear like a word come from you. And not by seeing Him in person, and not by a word alone, but just by hints. And I have learned those hints of various things. That's right. So, you know, Allah have on many occasions showed me that He was with me. Just so many things that nobody else would pay attention to, but He know I'll pay attention to it. I mean, I've been over there in the building working, and be done laid something down, and can't remember where I put it, you know, and so I look around, and then I was say a little prayer. Oh, Allah, help me find that thing. And then I just start walking and walk right to it. And I said, thank you. And I started laughing, and he said, I know you was going to guide me to it. But these kind of things, you know, when you understand that all matter is alive. The Holy Quran hints at it by saying, be ye stones or iron or some other creature hardest to be raised. So all matter communicates in some form or another with its creator. Receives and sends. But anyway, I ain't going in there, because next you be think I'm crazy. But anyway, So no, I ain't crazy. I just don't think like you. You know, just because somebody don't think like you don't mean they're crazy. Let me show you an example. The people that was presenting this case this morning, I turned on the television to see what was happening, and they were showing black people rioting and comparing that to what happened in the Capitol. I said, that's mighty slick. And so I watched it for a little while. And I thought about where the devil said he was going to make evil fair seeming to people to everybody on earth, except Allah's servants from among them who have been purified, who have had their mind cleaned up and made right to be able to analyze with truth what is perceived by the senses. You know, most people, they think you see with your eyes. No, we don't see with our eyes. We see with the understanding that's in our mind. But anyway, so when I was looking at it, I say, that's mighty deceptive of him. And I thought about it. I said, now, you know, I'll cut this mess off. I said, it's insulting to the intelligence. But I knew many people that, you know, I knew that was going to help give those who were needing an excuse to let Donald Trump get away. It was going to give them some excuse. Yeah, I mean, I heard this man arguing about the court, the procedure, that they wasn't giving Donald Trump due process. Now he wants to come out and argue due process of law while he been meeting with the so-called jurors. I mean, it was a, you know, I just hate this something. Even that presentation that he made, that's part of what Ted Cruz and all of them was working on to give them, you know, they've been working it up, you know, and so they want to show all of them protests. And if it had been me, I would have let them put it all on, and then I would have asked them. I said, "Wow, that's really something." I mean, you showing, yeah, these black people was really rioting and doing some of everything. I say, you know, you should. I guess the Japanese are pretty dumb. See, you don't know where I got that from. See, but I told you I don't think like you. I always look for similar situations. I have a good memory. In order to be a judge, you have to have a good memory. If your memory starts failing, it's time for you to retire from being a judge. It's like people who sitting up in the jury box that, you know, I mean, that's why you see judges, they'll take notes or they're doing, you know, if your memory is not right, and even then you still need to take some kind of notes to make sure that you can weigh evidence. How you gonna weigh what you don't remember? And as I was listening to their so-called defense of Donald Trump by showing that he wasn't the only one doing this. I mean, look at these riots here. that these Negroes and black people was doing. Well, if you want to do that argument, then the Japanese need to borrow your argument and see if it works on you. They ought to go back and show Hiroshima and Nagasaki and show you dropping them bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and say, you see what they did? You see what they did? But the Japanese didn't cry foul. You know why they didn't cry foul? Because they got more justice in their heart than you do. You knew those riots was set in motion by police murdering black people right in front of the whole world. You know that's what it was. It wasn't about no election. It's just like the Japanese couldn't cry foul in that war because they started it. And you ain't got no foul to cry. You started it. A police officer, 4 police officers in front of everybody, even took did it while people had taken images of him. Choked a man to death. And you didn't expect no outrage from us? And even then, we didn't take up arms against you. We threw bottles and went there and tore up some stuff. But you set that in motion. Even when the election in Georgia, everybody, it was all on the news how the governor had expunged over 50,000 people from the rolls. He didn't deny doing it. But a bunch of white folks under the encouragement of the president of the United States, and what really is the cat's puppy. You people on the tape saying our president invited us here. We are answering the call of our president. They'd have tearing up Washington, said that they doing it because Donald Trump told him to come up here. He did say it's going to be wild. He said, come on the 6th. It will be wild. Didn't he tweet that? Was it wild? So to try to put clouds in the issue, they start showing people reacting to the murder of George Floyd. Huh? And you Ku Klux Klan and Proud Boys and all of these what you call right-wing people. You equate their coming to the Capitol of the United States while the Congress is in session to certify a lawful election. They were invited there by President Trump to stop that process from happening. I mean, the news been reporting what Mike Flynn was up there saying. Mike, yes? Now, I'm going to let you do that this time. Because I'm starting to and do what you're doing. But anyway, unmute him and let him now. You get here late again, I'm going to make you wait every time you come to class late. Because it seems like every time I get into a subject and just about to start explaining, unmute him.
Yes, hello. I'm sorry to
Yes, you are.
come late, but
Well, there ain't no but.
what up is?
Wait a minute, just a moment. It ain't no but, man.
Well, let's get. All right, then let's get right into it. Is there more than one God?
No, sir.
That's the question.
No, it's not but one God.
It's only one God, right?
One God. That's right.
Who is that God? Is it you?
The scripture said God is the truth.
Well, you claim to bear that truth, so
The scripture also says that the one that the truth is with is God.
Right. So you say that you are the only one that this truth is with.
Yes.
So are you God?
Yes.
This is what I ask.
According to the scripture, yes.
All right. According to scripture, you are God, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, are you born of a mother and a father?
My flesh is.
And don't try to pass off that.
Ain't nobody passing off nothing. Ain't nobody passing off nothing. I'm saying what the scripture says.
All right.
Now, just a moment. If you don't calm yourself down, you wait a minute. Just a moment. Now, when you ask me a question, I'll answer your question.
You answered
But
it.
you will no, you just wait.
So now
I'm telling you again now. I'm telling you again. Now the next time I cast you in hell, I'm not going to be sorry for it. Now I'm telling you what you do. When you ask me a question, you wait until I finish answering before you ask me another. Now, you ask me questions, and I'm willing to answer your questions. But I'm not going to let you come in here and call yourself. If you say something else while I'm trying to talk, if you say something else while I'm trying to talk, I'm going to just ignore you and go back to my subject.
All right, I'll say nothing. But please allow me to speak.
Well, you don't have to say, please allow you to speak, because everybody see that I'm allowing you to speak. So don't play them games with me. Don't come in here playing this. Don't come in here playing. You ain't no victim in here. And I'm not going to let you victimize me. Now, the scriptures are very clear. You asked me, did I have a mother and father? And I simply was about to answer you, and you start trying to overtalk me. Now, the scripture says, what if you shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? It is the spirit, the mind that ascendeth. The flesh profiteth nothing. So my physical being came from the same place yours did, sperm and ovum. But the mind that's in me did not come from weakness. It didn't come from flesh. And it didn't have no beginning. And it don't have no ending. And it didn't have no mother and didn't have no father. Now, you can go to your next question.
Well, before the question, may I speak? Because I have much to defer against that which you have just said.
Okay, well, what do you have against what I just said?
All right. Here we go. All right. I asked you, is there more than one God? You said no. There's only one who is God, right? I mean, I'm asking you a question.
Look, you're getting redundant now. Now, everybody heard my answers.
All right. Then you just want me to explain what I know, the proof of the heaven that I know? I was trying to give you a chance to represent that what you said.
I've already represented what I said.
I'm about to refute it because you basically said you were God, and this you cannot say because there's only one who was God, and that was a one man who was God, and it is not you.
Okay.
And I can show and prove this beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Are you the son of God?
Will you allow me?
Just a moment. Are you the son of God?
No, but I am that spirit that was.
Well, just a moment. Just about.
I am that one.
Just a moment. Over in the book of Luke, the 10th chapter, it says that no man knows who the Father is but the Son, and it says that no man knows who the Son.
That spirit. That spirit would be.
Okay, I'm through. That's enough. You can put him on out of here. I'm See, that's the problem with people like that. He wants to argue about the word of God, but he don't respect the word of God. The scripture says, among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge, without guidance, and without an illuminating book. Yeah. So, and if you keep on trying to go back and forth with somebody who like that, you turn people off who trying to listen and learn something. But people know me. They've been knowing me so long that he can't come in here and make it sound like neither one of us know what we're talking about. Because everybody that knows me, they know I know what I'm talking about. I don't speak things that I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you understand? If I don't know it, I will say this is what I was told or whatnot. And then if you come in and contradict what I was told, I would say, well, where's your, give me something to hang my hat on. You understand? Because I don't try to pretend that I authored the truth. The truth authors itself. Do you understand? The truth didn't just become the truth because I was born. The truth has always been the truth. So we're going to get back to this now. About what?
You're talking about Mike Flynn.
Yeah, Mike Flynn. He told President Trump. Now, let me show you now. Now, you think for a minute. People a lot of times they think that you can't figure out what they was doing. But you can figure out what they was doing if you put yourself in their place. Look, I'm going to tell you something. You remember General Patton. I admire General Patton because, I didn't know nothing about him until I saw George C. Scott play his character. But General Patton, when he was going up against Rommel, was it Rommel? He was called the Desert Fox, and he had arranged an ambush of Rommel's tank battalion. Even though Rommel wasn't come to find out he wasn't in there, but as General Patton had his tanks waiting on Rommel, and they came right into the trap, and General Patton said, "I read your book. I read your book." Meaning what? I read your mind. I knew what you were. I put myself in your position. I knew what you was going to do, huh? Because it's what I would have did. Do you understand? So in order They have a country and western song that say, before you accuse, criticize, and abuse, walk a mile in my shoes. God said this in the scriptures. It says, if your enemy compels you to go a mile, he said, go twain with him, go 2 miles with him. Huh? How you gonna learn about him if you don't walk with him? Huh? Get up on him for 400 years. You learn something about him. How in the world am I going to understand how to overcome that corrupt mind that we put in them if I didn't get under it? I had to become his servant before I could become his ruler. Huh? I'll tell you what. You play. So I told you. Now I ain't never been no person that like to sit up and watch people play games. I like to participate. If I can't participate, then you gonna lose my attention because I don't like sitting up watching. Now, you notice, brothers. Do I try to micromanage your affairs when you working and doing something? You know why? I ain't never got no enjoyment out of stand back watching somebody do something. If I couldn't get involved in it, I don't want to watch it. I'll see you later. Let me know when you finish, man. I'm good. I might ask a few questions, why you did this or why you did that, because I'm trying to learn just in case I have to go back and do it myself. You understand? But I ain't here to micromanage. People who like to micromanage other people, that shows you that part of that is jealousy. I'm just telling you now. They want to have some credit for what you did. Do you understand? Because they are, many times they are mentally, or what you call talent-wise, they are bankrupt up there. So they have to kind of steal credit for what they didn't do. And by that, they say, well, don't forget, do this there and do that there. Yeah. And then he go back and tell people, I was over that time to make sure he got it done right and all that kind. How would you know if it was done right since you don't know how to do it? But anyway, let's get back to Mike Flynn. Now, Mike Flynn tells Donald Trump. Now, what do Donald Trump know about military? Come on, tell me. Had he ever been in the military? No, he had bone spurs. No wonder the Cowboys is his friend. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. Anyway, so he ducked out on military thing. They say he went to military school, but even in there, he was a bully. He didn't know about no military. Didn't care nothing about no. A military man. You know where you learn a lot about manhood is in the military. Just like in the Marine Corps, they talk about people who went to officers candidate school. And not saying that OCS, that they don't turn out some good officers. They do turn out some good officers. But they have what's called Mustangers. And those are men that came up through the ranks. It's been so long since I don't been in the military. I done forgot a lot of that stuff. I ain't finna build no military. I ain't finna help you kill each other. I ain't finna do that. I ain't here for that. But anyway, the Mustangers, he went from private to PFC, private first class, to lance corporal, to sergeant, to staff sergeant, to gunny, to master sergeant, to sergeant major, warrant officer, and he go on up. He came up through the ranks. And then in their song in the church, they had a church song saying, "I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain." Huh? Yeah. Well, and the wondrous thing, what makes them oftentimes better officers, is that because they have walked in the shoes of a PFC and of a private, a buck private, or PF private first class, or lance corporal. He have been all of those things. And he does not look down on people that is under his command. He doesn't see a private as expendable. He sees a private as a man that he is responsible to do all that he can. Like when General Patton said, you know, it's a wonderful thing to want to, let me see if I can find it. You know, General Patton, he said some things, let me see if I can find that. I guess the quickest way to find it would be on YouTube, huh? Let me see. You know, YouTube is a blessing. Let's see. I got some recording on there, and I don't want to mess that up. So just give me a moment here. Let that one play. And go to the second one here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's it here. I got two windows of it open, so it's moving slow. But is George C. Scott still living? Do you know? Any of y'all? Anyway, watch this. I didn't hear you. You know, well, he certainly was a giant in his field. You know, now watch this.
You see it? I want you to remember that no bastard ever won a war by dying for his country. He won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his country.
You see that? Huh? Does that sound like he thinks his men are expendable? Any fool can go out and give his life up. You got to be alive to be able to maintain your country, your family. And that don't mean to love life so much that you become a coward to hold on to it. But anyway, so I put myself in Donald Trump's place, Mike Flynn and Donald Trump. Now, this is about how I imagine that conversation went. If Mike Flynn told Donald Trump, declare martial law, and you just stay in there, you can stay in there indefinitely, as long as the threat exists. And Donald Trump was asking, well, how I'm gonna do that? Okay, well, you create unrest. You know, have some of the boys go and start stuff. Now, what happens if riots break out in Oregon and in all of these different parts of the country? And then here's your biggest chance. On the 6th, you know the whole Congress is going to be gathered, because they're going to be there to certify that election. Now, what if something happens to the vice president, to the Speaker of the House, and there's many congressmen that's in there that would put the government in a tailspin? And you would be justified to declare martial law because the line of succession has been wiped out. And if they never certified the new president, then you are still president, because the president-elect have not been certified by Congress. That's what that was about. All of the evidence points to that, the circumstantial evidence. Even the fact that after they got in there and college up there and took it over, they was up in the bleachers waiting on the new dictator to come up there and declare martial law. But anyway, these people, they have very small minds. Here Allah getting ready to purify his earth, purify humanity. And these people think that they're gonna, just go back to conquering and all that foolishness. They don't know what time it is. So it's just it's a pathetic situation. So anyway, just like the foolish man a little while ago, coming in here trying to argue something he didn't know what he was talking about. Huh? And certain things, once Allah sealed your mind because of what your desire is, nobody can advise you, nobody can guide you. Allah asked me a question. He said, will you guide him whom Allah has left in error? Huh? Once a person, you know how you can tell when you're talking to someone that is not a believer in God? All you have to do is just say, the scripture says such and so and such and so and so. If they keep talking instead of listening, that's a person that does not believe in God. Do you understand? It's just like, how I know that? Because I was taught to honor my father and mother. And my father taught me to honor my mother. And my mother used my honor for my father to make sure that she didn't have to do no screaming at me. All she had to do was say, well, I'm going to tell you, no, don't tell him. You ain't got to tell him. No, I'm going. I'm doing it. So, you know, my daddy, if I was doing something and my little brother came over there and said, Mom, come over here and do something. I said, man, get out of my face. Daddy said, I shut right up and listen to what Daddy said. You know why? Because if I didn't, he was gonna go back and say, Dad, he paid me no attention. Did you tell him I said? Yes, sir. Okay, go tell that scoundrel to come here. You know, it tickled me when I heard them in what you call it, Avatar, call the boy a scoundrel. Because my daddy used to use that word all the time. You low down scoundrel. What he said? I found out scoundrel mean a stupid person or something like that. What did they say about it? Anyway, so I said, oh, so that's what my daddy meant by that. But anyway, he used to call me a scoundrel. And but anyway, so the same way that I honor my earthly father, my physical father, I put it like that. So I say earthly father, and make people, they don't understand that earthly and physical don't always mean the same thing. But my earthly father was this white man, this ruler. The mind that's in him is the earthly father. He's the earthy Adam. Do you understand? And he's the one that taught us all about the elements in the table of elements that contain, 118 so far that they known elements. Ain't that something, that everything in the universe, as far as we know, is composed of 118 elements, depending on how you mix them. Ain't that something? Man, that's deep. But anyway, so he's my, as far as mental go, he's my spiritual, mental father. And so, you know, I had to honor him. Allah made me learn, as Jesus said, make two now yourself friends. You are my friend if what? Do whatsoever I command you. Okay, well, we did whatsoever he commanded us. He ruled us. And he ruled us in the true sense of the word. He ruled us from the inside. Al Jolson had it right. Until the mind that was in white people was transferred into black people, the prophecy wasn't fulfilled. But once we became black white people, now we are their peers. I am one of his peers now. Do you understand? In the true sense of the word. That's why I can talk to them. And I mean, you notice, when I talk about white people, they don't come in here and say, man, you preaching hate against white people. You know I ain't teaching no hate against him. This ain't got nothing to do with his color. He's just the devil. And it's time that everybody know it. And if it wasn't for God, he'd rule forever. Do you understand? As he's second only to his creator. Do you understand? So he, God ain't made no creature that's ashamed of what he is. So if you're waiting on the white man to get shamed that he the devil, you gonna be waiting. No, it's not about being ashamed. It's about fulfilling a destiny. He has fulfilled his manifest, his written destiny. And now he's kind of like the caterpillar. The caterpillar, and that's not just him. Everybody that have his mind, which is all of us. You know, it's more creatures than that worm-like creature that you call a caterpillar. It's many creatures like that at one stage in their lives to exist as that creature. They must wrap themselves up in silk and become a new creature. Is that right? And if any man be in Christ, he is what? A new creature. Yeah. Too bad. So many of them out there look like me, sitting up there jealous and mad because that ain't them standing up here talking. That's really, you a sad sack, man. Yes. Unmute.
Yes, son of man, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're God, who do you pray to?
My God.
I thought you was the Lord of the world.
Yes. And the Lord of the worlds is the truth.
You say what? I couldn't hear you.
I said, and the Lord of the worlds is the truth. As the messenger told you, he said the black man's God is truth.
So you pray the truth?
Yes. You'll never understand why I can say that, just because you not me. You ain't never gonna understand me. Because ain't no more like me. We have always been that way. Every God that ever came said the same thing. My word is bond, and bond is life. And before my word shall fail, I will give my life. We the only ones say that. Y'all won't invoke death on your word. Ain't now one of you will put your life on your word. But I put mine on my word. You see? So that is, when you, just like you say, if you're God, have you found that the truth is not with me? What's all that noise in the background you got there going there?
I'm sorry, son of man, I'm on the subway. You might just mute me back out. Or
mute yourself back out. It's okay. Okay, mute him out, brother. You get to tripping. Of dominion. Anything that I want to do, I call on the truth. I pray to the truth. What is prayer? It's a petition. And you go to court, your lawyer will say, when he's writing his brief out, Your Honor, my client prays that the court will do such and so and such and so and so. Praying to who? He prays that the judge who represents the court he petitions the court. So no more mystery about God. God means grantor of dominion. Now, if you know of a God that can grant dominion other than the truth, you point him out to me, and then I will bow down to it. I bow to the truth. My God is omnipresent. That means present everywhere at the same time. Even when even when it says that I'm the Lord of the worlds, you don't understand that. Otherwise, you would have agreed with me. Because it don't make no difference. The book says, he that is from above is what? The Lord of all. Is that right? Now, how many worlds is it? Well, don't make no difference how many worlds it is. They're all worlds that man brought about. Is that right? And when I come into your world, then the best thing you can do is what the book says. It says, we sent no messenger, but that he should be obeyed. And who do you obey other than the Lord? I didn't hear you. The whole earth is mine. And everybody on it. If you didn't belong to me, I couldn't judge you. Come back now. Come on. I mean, if you don't believe that's right, look at what, I was listening to that foolish man, one of them lawyers sitting up talking about Donald Trump worked for the people, and therefore he messed his own argument up, talking about the Congress, the Senate can't judge him because and when he speaks, he can be judged by the people, but the people's. He don't forget what kind of government this is. This is a democratic republic. Huh? The Senate and the House of Representatives is the people. They are the representatives of the whole people. That's why they can put a president out of office. Boy, I used to think white folks were smart. You wasn't so smart. It's just that I was so dumb. I remember the messenger told me, he said, when I finish teaching you, you won't think that the white man knows anything. He right. Come in here and tell me what you know. I know more about your government and how it works than you do. If I had asked you to explain to me how George Washington got on the $1 bill since it's you and most of you didn't have the slightest clue. Anyway, you know I talk like this for a reason. It's not because I'm proud. It's because I show you that white people, the more they listen to me, the more they know who I am. They know they didn't teach me what I'm teaching you. And if they didn't teach it to me, where did I get it from? It don't take rocket science to figure that something going on with me that ain't with nobody else. Elijah been here. Now, if I'm not the Lord, that Elijah was supposed to come before that great and dreadful day, where's the Lord? Unmute whoever want to tell me where the Lord is. And I want to know why he don't want to come talk to me since I'm up here doing what you call fat mouthing. And I remember the messenger said, you say, well, he's not to be seen. Well, then I don't want to see him if he don't want to see me. Anyway, how many of y'all disagree that that's what Donald Trump and them had in mind? I mean, the people up there, they're trying to kill, going in there with they had they handcuffs, the police style Ziploc cuffs. They had all their stuff. They was planning on going up there, creating a siege, and if they have a siege, then martial law. I didn't hear you. Yeah. Come on. Let me hear what they got to say. What, brother? I don't want to hear nothing from him no more. I gave him his chance, and all he want to do is fat mouth. I ain't got no time for that. Give me anybody but him. I don't want to be bothered with him no more. Not tonight. So, tell you what, you need to go on and get on the internet. It's free. Get on the internet and go on and start you a class and invite your people to come in there and listen at you. But no, you can't have the ears of my people no more. I'm through with you. So, and you ought to be thankful, because the only alternative is I wind up casting you in hell, because I'm sick of you. So now, and if you know it's him, don't even bother to stop me. Now I don't forget again what I was talking about. So, yeah. Now, what if they had been able to carry out what they were? I'm trying to show you how Allah, they planned, but Allah planned. Huh? Their plan fell apart, didn't it? They had to handcuff, but nobody to put them on, huh? Now, the FBI are putting handcuffs on them. Is that right? Yeah. I mean, they had worked it out where Donald Trump could declare martial law because the Congress was being held hostage and all of this kind of stuff, right? And they didn't have no hostages, and they wind up getting all of them caught on camera, and now they're running and trying to hide. And many of them was hoping that they would get pardoned. Huh? Yeah. Now it's time for the Justice Department to go after Donald Trump and all of the crooks that think they was hid and don't nobody know what they've been up to. Just go round them up, put them in jail, put them on trial, and then manifest to the American people what they've been up to. You see? And just like they keep asking, some of the media people keep asking Joe Biden, what does he think about should happen to Trump? And as a real president supposed to do, he says, that's not for me to comment on. Huh? You remember when Richard Nixon, everybody was talking about Charles Manson. Charles Manson, he should have been put in jail. He's guilty of sin. And Nixon made the mistake of saying, yeah, everybody know he's guilty. And Nixon came right back out there and had to apologize. Huh? Because he, as president of the United States, had no right to that freedom of speech, because he was president, and he's also president of Charles Manson, and he's also swore to uphold the Constitution. And the Constitution says that a person that is accused of a crime is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Now, in a court of law, the man is innocent. The president of the United States is supposed to uphold that, not get out there and talk about this man is guilty and should this. He don't have the same freedom of speech that the ordinary citizen has. Because when he speaks, the United States is speaking. Do you understand? It's just like me. I don't have the same freedom to ignore and not try to go after people and try to save them, even if I don't like them. You don't have that responsibility. All you got to worry about is you. Allah said, son of man, when I say to the wicked that he shall die in his iniquity and you don't give him warning, he gonna die, but I'm gonna hold you responsible. There's an old saying, to whom much is given, much shall be required of him. The office of the President of the United States is arguably the most powerful office of this present world order of things. When a man is given that office, when he's put in that office, entrusted with that office, he does not have the freedom of speech. He has the duty of speech. And there's a difference. He has to bridle his tongue, because every word that he speaks has weight to it. You can't compare him to no senator. You can't compare him to no the office of. You know what they say about the president? The same thing that messengers of God say about God. Don't have a one at a time. I didn't hear you. So you can't compare what a senator says to what a president says. If a senator pops off at the mouth, well, he has a few constituents and he can be wrote off. But when a president pops off, his power covers the whole country. His tongue speaks for the whole country, even if the whole country don't agree with him. Those people said, we were invited here by our president or by the president of the United States. Regardless of what they tried to say, he didn't incite that. They took away your argument before you got in there. I didn't hear you. You crooks, liars. Wish you would call up here talking about what you gonna do to me. You'll find out who's with me. Somebody got to be made an example of, so it might as well be you or y'all. Well, General Patton was a he was something, wasn't he? Huh? Yeah, he was really something. You notice they don't never talk about his black tank battalion. Huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna tell you something else. You know, some of you white people walking around here, and whoever the shoe fit, they know who I'm talking to. You walk around here acting like we somehow needed you. Well, let's see. When people go to a store and shoplift, what do they usually take? Talk back now. Come on, talk to me. What do they usually take? They take something that they what? They take something that they want or need, huh? Right near you. Okay. When a person go and take something that don't belong to them, it's because they wanted it, huh? Now, let me get this straight. You came and stole me out of my homeland, and you say I needed you. Then how come I didn't come steal you? You see how you've been living a lie? Even that building that you desecrated, ain't none of y'all say slaves didn't build that. We built that for you. So explain to me how we needed you and we was the one doing all the work. Yeah, boy, you are a piece of work. Now, I like to. I'm trying to show my people, my people. Look, stop thinking you need white people. You don't need white people. Not no more. If we hadn't needed them, we wouldn't have made them. We needed them because we couldn't make a total wicked people out of black people. We needed, this was new, this knowledge of wickedness, to put just wickedness in a person. Black people, you couldn't do that to us. Even when you tried, you couldn't do it because we were not the right material. So Yakub, he discovered that there was another weaker people inside of us. Now, even Yakub didn't know that there was going to be brown, yellow. He had to go through brown and yellow people before he finally got to the weakest one that he was after. Now, white people, listen to me. And I'm not saying this to be what you call facetious. I'm not saying it to mock you. But I just want you to understand when we say that you are the weaker part of us, you notice the sunlight itself will give you skin cancer, which tells you that you didn't come with the earth. You came inside of us. You see? So, so we even almost did away with a conscience inside of you by letting you go savage in the caves for 2,000 years. That way we could bring you out and Moses could teach you the trick knowledge that Yakub, remember the scripture say Moses didn't say Moses lifted up the sheep or the righteous person. Remember the Lord cursed the serpent and said, on your belly, thus shalt thou eat? Huh? Well, who lifted up the serpent after God cursed him? Moses did. He sent him in there to lift up the serpent. Well, if you're going to lift up the serpent, you can't give him the mind of the man. You give him the mind of a serpent. Do you understand? And you raise him up and you let him go and do what he was made to do. And so the serpent was lifted up by Moses. And you notice you look at the history of white people, look at your history. You even take pride in boasting that you killed Jesus and made it fair seeming to the whole world, except the people who know the truth. You made murder fair seeming. Huh? You say, we killed Jesus, we crucified him. How come you don't just say we murdered him? So you play with words. You say we crucified him. And then you say, well, he sacrificed his life, and his sacrifice was, Jesus didn't sacrifice his life. According to you, you sacrificed him. You don't go and kill a goat and say the goat sacrificed itself. You say you sacrificed the goat. Is that right? And what did they say? They sacrificed Jesus, that the whole nation should not perish. Why? Because if you see God come, then your civilization got to die. You can't see God and live and keep on doing what you're doing. Once God show up, that's the end. So you got to kill him, sacrifice him, and then you can keep living. I didn't hear you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The truth has come. And falsehood must vanish. So I'm here with the truth. And I thank Allah that I'm here to, as the book says, behold the Lamb of God who taketh away the sins of everybody in this world by giving them a new mind. If we give you a new mind, then you won't sin no more because you won't be thinking to do those things. The old things will be them passed away, and all things will become new. So, is that hot in here to y'all? Go and put that thing on 73 or something. It's too hot in here. So, thank you. So we have a lot to teach you. So let's get let's get to some of this that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had said. Anybody disagree with me on anything I've been saying? Nobody? Okay.
If you have proof that yours is right, I will join you today. I won't go back and think it over. I will join you today. If yours is not mine, and yet it's right, then mine must be wrong. So I will join you today.
And that's the way I feel too. And yet it's not mine. Then mine must be wrong. And if you let me, I'll join with you today. Or I'll let you bring the pistol and I'll stick it to my head and blow my brains out for having been teaching a lie all these years. Because Allah says in the Holy Quran, say, invoke death if you are truthful. Put your life on what you say. Here these people sitting up there trying to defend Donald Trump and talking about what he meant by what he said and all of this kind of thing. Did it ever occur to you that Donald Trump wasn't in danger of going to jail? To come in there and testify to what he meant by what he said and all of that? How come he didn't take Mr. Raskin up on the invitation he invited him to come in and testify and answer questions about the 6th of January and what he had in mind when he was talking to the crowd? You got a hell of a nerve, call yourself defending a man and trying to suggest that you knew what was in his mind, while the man is there and could answer for what he had in his mind when he did what he did. Why don't he come and say what he had on his mind? Why don't he come in there and answer the question as to why he was on the phone trying to get the Mr. Raffensperger to change to find 11,780 votes. What was that about? What did you mean find them? Why didn't he come in there and answer the questions and set everybody's mind at ease that he didn't mean no harm? I mean, really? I mean, he only thing that he was in danger of, I mean, he's already out of office. So the only thing that they left that they could do to him is stop him from ever being able to run for office again. And if he won't come and defend his own words, what did he need lawyers for? I mean, he wasn't in no danger of going to jail. I tell you why he didn't want to come in there. Because he's a liar. And he didn't get up there and take no oath to tell the truth. Because they catch him in a lie, now he's guilty of lying to Congress. Yeah, they kept on saying that. They ain't gonna let him, his lawyers ain't gonna let him come in there because if he it's against the law to lie to Congress. So they already know he gonna lie. if he say he believed the election was stolen, if he get up there and say he believed the election was stolen, and then you say, well, what is your evidence of it? What make you believe that? What is he going to say? And all them people that was up there supporting him, them people don't care nothing about the truth. Otherwise, they never would have went. I mean, it was 7 states that they didn't find people going up there from, and I'm glad Mississippi was one of them. Going up there for what? I mean, I even heard one of them talking about that lawyer standing up there talking about Donald Trump was and he even played it where he was talking about the good people on both sides in Charlottesville. And say that there was people there trying to take down the statue of Robert E. Lee. And Robert E. Lee was a traitor. The man committed treason he took up arms against the United States and tried to get rid of the United States. They never should have had a statue up there to him in the first place. Why ain't none of them calling in here talking about that ain't right? Come in and put forth your argument to tell me why in the world would the United States have statues of generals and of people who took up arms against the United States government. Why would they be honoring them? I tell you what, Hitler seduced a whole lot of Germans. Have you found any statues of Adolf Hitler in Germany? Have they made statues to him? Or to any of his generals? I guess they learned their lesson, didn't they? And since you didn't learn yours, you think that you can, in the military, they teach you that treason is a crime punishable by death. Or at best, life imprisonment. Can't let you loose in the society. You tried to destroy the society. Put them in prison and throw the key away. I remember once this fella, I forgot his name, but they had him on trial. I think he was a military man. He said, I would not care to hear the name United States of America ever again. They put his behind on a ship and set him out to sea on ships. Every time some ships was getting ready to come in, another one that's out there was going to be out there while they would change him and keep him from ever. If he got a newspaper, he could get the newspaper. If the name United States was in there, it was cut out. Nobody ever mentioned the United States to him ever again. But that's when people were patriotic and took their oaths and took their country. Just like now, I don't even think they say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore in school, in the public school. You had people tell them that's against the Constitution. Any old thing to make sure that you help destroy yourself. Any country that cannot perpetuate patriotism in its citizens, that country is doomed before it gets started. You see? And, you didn't even have sense enough to recognize that anybody who didn't want to have their children to pledge allegiance to their flag and what it stands for. I mean, well, why are you here? I mean, really. And now you got a bunch of traitors in Congress. Just got a treasonous man out of the White House who wants to get back in there. Let me see. Got a bunch of judges who let people who was part of that insurrection, let them out on their own recognizance and all this old kind of stuff. Yeah. These kind of judges that you got up there now. These people don't care nothing about your country. I pity you. You sitting up. You didn't do it. This started back there when they what was the Civil War? What was the date of the Civil War when it ended? In the 1800s, right? Well, 1865. They should have put every one of them in prison for the rest of their life. And you wouldn't have had this stuff that you got now. You let them, let Jefferson Davis out of prison, 2 years in prison. He's out sitting up to my, they didn't lose the war, that it was, something was stolen. It was, they kept on pushing their lie. And it's been pushed all the way up to this day and time. And now they back at it again. Huh? Even try to use the freedom of speech that do you know how insulting it is to say that a president of the United States can tell people, can encourage people that have committed insurrection, that he can tell them that he loved them and that they should now go back and remember this day forever. Huh? Commit insurrection, try to overthrow the government, try to murder the vice president, the speaker of the House, and try to take hostages so he could declare martial law. And then, when they fail, he tell me, y'all go back home. And that's another way of saying, well, we'll try it again later. I mean, really, boy, this is rich. You couldn't have wrote this in a movie and sold it to nobody. They said, are you insane? Nothing like that could ever happen. It just did. And we all sit up here and watched it. Now, the only thing that's left now is for the crooks in the Senate to let him go so he can do it again. What that song said, let's do it again. Boy, this is unreal. Now you talk about surreal. This is I wouldn't have never thought that white people could be punk like this. But the scripture said they be looking at him there and says, this the man that made nations tremble? And you know some of them people so stupid that they think that they can become president. Who ain't nobody gonna respect the president's office the way y'all done drug it through the mud. You ain't got no Democratic Republic no more. You just got a bunch of hypocrites up there pretending to believe in a system of government that they do not believe in. And you just proven it when it came under attack and you released the people who the whole world saw try to overthrow your government. You said it was okay that they did that. While it was going around the earth, hollering and screaming, talking about other countries don't have true democracies because military people take it over and because people don't accept elections and all of that kind of stuff. And look at you. I hope you do. You can tell. What you suppose that they was meeting with the defense councils for? They was giving them the paperwork to They gave him all of that stuff to come out there and try to compare what they provoked in black people. Black people didn't go up there and smear boo-boo all over the Capitol. Black people didn't go kill your police officers. Your police officers were killing us. Black people didn't try to go and kidnap congressmen and governors. Black people reacted like any people that had no real power would react when you murder them at will and let the people who are supposed to be protecting and serving them murder them. What did you expect us to do? Then when we react to your bigotry and racism and hatred of us, then you turn us into the bad guys. If you was in our position and we was in your position and was doing that to you, would you take it laying down? Would you be silent? Hell no, you wouldn't. But anyway, let me let you hear the messenger here. He gonna bring it. He gonna bring it home to you in a minute. Let me show you here.
But it is on people. And that people have went astray from him. How do we know when God is present? Well, that's right. The older we get, the wiser we get in this civilization. And more understanding to that which we used to believe. The presence of God, how do we know when God is? What is the idea of God coming? He is represented by the prophet as coming, seeking his own. Who is his own? We used to believe this wrong. Anybody that has gotten forgiven for their sins, that's the way we used to believe. His own death, biblically and earthly, is representing a people that is his own people. And that people have went astray from him. So many parables the Bible picks up to show us idea of what the people look like and their characteristics. So we have been told by parables that we are like a man who had two sons. And the younger son wants to go, leave his father, go into a far country, live for himself, out of the love of the family's life. His father willingly let him go, for he knows the country and the people of that country. He knows one day the son will want to get back. And the Jesus put the parable so clear. He said, land, in that land, was a family who did not want to live under the good law of his family. A famine arose. And when the famine arose, he became in want. Could not get a job, could not get bread and meat. So he lifted up his eyes towards his father's house. He said, I will arise and go to my father. He said, I will arise and go to my father. He had great despair. Why should I suffer here? He made up his forgiving words. I will say unto him that I'm not worthy to be called your son. Make me a servant. Don't tell him who I am in words he was saying, that I'm one of your sons. You're too great for a man like me to come in, reaching out for the respect of the family and other people by saying that I am your son.
It's time that you understand these things. That's why the messenger, he said that, I'm supposed to be designed by Allah to help push you into misunderstanding, who rejects the Son of Man. Huh? He said, hell. He said, misunderstanding is the hell to man. Huh? So when he said that we don't object to you going to the God you believe in, he said, but I hope that when the day comes, that Allah won't miss throwing you over in the middle of hell. Not drop you on the outskirts of it, drop you over in the middle of the lake of fire. Because salvation come to you and you rejected it for the fire. He said, I won't make no mistake. He said, well, I'm supposed to be designed by Allah to help push you into hell, who rejects your own. Remember, it says he came to his own, and his own rejected him. Huh? Look at this man in New York that keep on clowning and going on with me. He rejects me. Huh? He keep coming in here trying to fight me for no other reason than I look like him. He ain't got no argument against nothing I teach. And it don't make no difference what I show him. He don't pay me no attention because he keep coming back saying the same thing. Huh? All right. So this is chapter 15. And it's time to get get understanding since it's been fulfilled now. You know, Allah he never let you know beforehand because he know what you will do. He fix it where you don't understand what he's saying gonna happen until after it happened. Then he said, now, let me show you where I told you this was gonna happen. You understand? So, because they say they diligently compared it and what? They revised it Boy, if they had known all of these things and what they meant in the Bible before I got here, this Bible wouldn't even be here no more. They'd have been and got rid of it. Do you understand? But it helped them to make slaves out of us. That's why he say he believe in the Bible and all that, because the Bible says, slave, obey your master. Yeah, servants, obey your masters. He liked that one. You understand? So he held on to that book. Huh? Yeah. He said, call me master. And you say, okay, master. Anyway, let's get over here to the 15th chapter of Luke and the 11th verse. Well, that's what the messenger was talking about there. He said, and Jesus said, a certain man had 2 sons. Huh? A certain man. You know anybody that's more certain of things than God? How did he? God is certain that he know the truth, because he is the truth. And he had 2 sons. Well, let's see here. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. It says in the 45th verse, it says, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made what? A quickening spirit. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural. And afterward, that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. What did Jesus say? A certain man had 2 sons. An earthy one and a what? And a heavenly one, huh? God made 2 Adams, didn't he? And it says, now, let's see. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. So the younger of the 2, which was the second son, he said, give me what was coming to me. And as the messenger said, this younger son, the younger son is the second son, the spiritual one. He says, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country. Think now. What happened? Abram, your seed shall be a stranger in a land that's not theirs. He's going to be far country somewhere. And shall serve them. Make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, servants of the first son. And it says, and there he wasted his substance with riotous living. You notice, we had a song, Living for the Weekend. Well, we waste more money than any people on earth. Am I lying or telling the truth? You know I'm telling the truth. You go and get paid Friday and broke Monday. But you sure had a good time, didn't you? He said, boy. So, and just throw money away. We will go and spend. This is how we do. Say, look, I found a whole living room suit for $450. And he said, yeah, my pocketbook. And we buy every year or so, we go buy another living room suit and just keep buying all them cheap furniture, stuff made out of particle board and cardboard. And we We don't know that you get what you pay for. You know, you get something cheap, and the reason it's cheap is because it ain't gonna hold up. Do you understand? So we were never taught that to spend less, sometimes you have to spend. And so look at all of the money that we just waste. We never unite. We never look at what white people did right in front of us. White people created a treasury department in their government. You know why you were able to get these stimulus checks and checks that will help you to get through this tough time? It's because white people had the foresight to create a treasury for their well-being, to make sure that if things got too tough or too rough, they could, the government could step in and help them. Do you understand? But we didn't learn nothing from that. We don't want no treasury. We don't take no taxes aside for ourselves and set nothing aside in a common fund to help us. You know, it's just like I tried to show you with the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. I didn't just snatch that out of thin air. That's just another way of saying let's create a treasury to help those of our people who, if they got good idea, good business sense, let's help them. Let's help them go in business and make jobs for us. But no, you don't think like that. What you will do, you will hear me say, let's do this. And then you say, well, I can do that. And then you go out there and try to figure out a way to get people to give you something so you can steal it. But anyway, it says the younger son, the spiritual one, the one with all this spiritual. Well, I mean, you know, we so heavenly bound that we ain't no earthly good, huh? Is that right? You know, you can have this whole world. Just give me Jesus. Is that what we said? And that's what they gave you. They gave you Jesus, and they took the rest. They took the whole earth over and gave you Jesus. Do you understand? Yeah. But you didn't care because you didn't have earthly knowledge. Are you not of the earth? Then how come you don't want some of the earth? So it says, and not many days after the younger son took his journey into the far country to become a slave, and there he wasted his substance with riotous living. Look at all of the things that we invented, that white people capitalized off of, even these air conditioners and stuff like that. Black people invented that stuff. The bicycle, black man did it. But who got rich off of it? We always thought, boy, well, if we show master, if we give master this, he'll recognize us as like he do himself. Wasting your substance, all of your substantive thinking, you waste. He used to go sit down and get a shoe shine from us. And two white men sit up there on the shoe shine perch. And the old black man there shining their shoes. And they start talking about something where he could hear. And they would, I said, watch this, Bill. John, what'd you think about that? He said, well, if it was me, I would do so and so and so and so and so. It's all old nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. And they go right over there and do what he said should be done. He just wasted some of his substance. Do you understand? Yeah, you talk too damn much. You don't know how to keep your mouth shut. You could use your wisdom to get yourself up, and instead you give it all away to them, and they don't give a damn about you. Then you're mad at me because I stood up here and told you, and I told you in front of them. And if you mad at me in white, it's because you've been faking all the time anyway. Because you know I'm telling the truth. I don't care how mad you get. You gotta fake a mad. I don't have to fake one. Anyway, it says, and when he had spent all of his substance, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. The messenger said that younger son didn't want to live under the good law of his father's house. Remember I told you how much I hated going to church? Huh? And when I got old enough, I told you I stopped going, didn't I? Yeah. I didn't want no religion because I didn't see no value in it. Not realizing that that's my father's house there. Abraham, my father. Who is he that rejects the religion of Abraham but he who does what? I made a fool out of myself. Huh? It says, so it says, and he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country. And he sent him into his fields to feed who? Feed swine. Yeah. You know, you give a swine something, you can, if you cast pearls to swine, what they do to you? Root them in the earth and turn and attack you. Huh? What happens when you go and tell the truth to people in this society? If you tell them the truth about themselves, they say, that so-and-so gets on my nerve. Huh? I dare you to say it again. Is that right? Yeah. And so it says, and he would gladly, he would have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. Nobody want to give. You remember that devil came in there and told me, it said, we're not going to get you there. You remember that? You remember he said that before they got all these food lines out there? That's about what he wasn't going to give me. Man, you just don't know. I don't need you to give me nothing. Everything is mine. The book says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall do what? Laugh at him. Haven't you all noticed how fat you getting eating 3 meals a week? Somebody can't figure out how come you gaining weight. Let me tell you something. Allah could keep us full off of one meal. He could keep us full for a year. And starve everybody else who might be eating 4 times a day. We got a great God. Do you hear me? Yeah, he's a mighty, mighty God. So it says so. And when he came to himself, look now, when he came to himself, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made me come to myself. He said, accept your own and be yourself. He says, it's time for you to do for self. I accepted that. And even my brothers, they tried to get me to stop going. And he said, that man ain't doing nothing but robbing y'all. You don't be going. I said, look, You know, I know what I'm doing. You need to come up there. I ain't going down there. That was me. And me and him almost got in a fight. Me and my older brother. I love the brother, but you know, I was much younger. When I was 22, I was, you know, quicker to fight. And I'd fight if all you had to do is look at me wrong, and we'd been into it. I mean, that's the way we grew up. You know, somebody look at you and they go to looking too long. You want to know, hey, nigga, you lose something over there? What you looking at me for? And I mean, can't even look at people. It's sad, brother. You know, yeah. Well, you need to find somewhere to go. We looking over here at me. So we were just that mean. And we was just like the pig we was eating, just mean. But anyway, it says that when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare? Man, I was looking at some of them brothers that I went to school with that was in the nation. Brothers riding around in Cadillacs and dressed in sharp suits and everything. I'm out here walking around the street. I don't know where they getting all this stuff in. And so when Brother Donald took me to the temple, you know, I said, man, I mean, these Muslims, boy, they got it going on. And the sisters look so beautiful in them garments that the messenger designed for them. I said, this is where I belong. So I was home. It was like I had come home. And so it says, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. I didn't have no illusions about being righteous. I knew I wasn't righteous. I ain't know that. I wasn't walking around. I wasn't sitting up in church claiming I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with. I wasn't filled with nothing, and wasn't gonna fake it. And I knew I wasn't gonna live what they was talking about, so I got out of there. And because they really didn't have nothing that attracted me. The teachings of Christianity, it's just a bunch of foolishness. I'm supposed to believe that a person was murdered 2,000 years ago and supposed to save me. Where's the saved ones? Then, I mean, and to top it off, you turn around there and say he took his life back. I thought you said that he gave his life as a ransom. Well, you can't take the ransom back. You can if you can in this story. That's the way I know how ransoms go. When you pay the ransom, then you don't go to the pawn shop and pay the ransom, and then he give you your goods, and then you take the ransom back. You robbing him. Is that right? He hold your goods for ransom. I didn't hear you. And when you pay the ransom, he give you your ring back. He give you whatever you pawned. He give it back to you. But now, if you want to go and take the ransom back, you got to give back the thing that the ransom got you. You see, that your religion don't make no sense. It only makes sense to an ignorant man. But the minute a man wakes up and starts questioning what you are saying, he realizes that what you are saying does not make any sense. So it says, I will arise and go to my father. Remember, the book says, arise and shine, for thy light is come. The light of understanding came to me, thanks to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And now I am shining. I'm arising and shining. Huh? And it says, I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. Yes, before I knew anything about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I was out there sinning and knew it. Do you understand? Yeah, I wasn't in no delusional world. I knew that I was not living according to the word of God. And neither was any of the people that I was running with. Matter of fact, I ain't seen nobody out there living according to God's word. I saw a lot of people pretending. Some of them, they get in church and act so, they want to act holier than thou, and then get out on the street and you say two words to them, they get all crumpled up in the forehead and go to, don't you say nothing else to me. I mean, they be really into it. Just get into their anger, and wasn't no people like Jesus out there. And if you found somebody like that was pretending to be like Jesus, they was a coward, trying to hide their cowardice under, I ain't violent. I love the Lord. I love the Lord. Well, you, why are you letting the devil run over you? Why don't you stand up for the Lord's people? Jesus didn't, when the scribes and Pharisees came to him, they didn't come to him talking crazy. And he said, I love the Lord. But they didn't come to him talking crazy. And he said, I love the Lord. But Jesus said, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites. Jesus wasn't no coward. Even when the people came looking for him. Jesus said, who are you looking for? Whom seek ye? They said, Jesus of Nazareth. He said, I'm he. Huh? And they walked right past him. Jesus said, hey, man, who are you looking for? They said, Jesus of Nazareth. See, they was expecting him to be hiding. He told them, I am he. And if it's me that you are looking for, let these go their way. He didn't say, get them too, because they was with me. Is that right? Jesus wasn't no coward like Donald Trump. Donald Trump told them people he's going to march up there with him. That liar sit back on his couch eating his burger. Said up there, somebody, they got it going on. They got it going on. And tweeting about Mike Pence. Huh? Mike Pence let me down. He let us down. And when they were saying, kill Mike Pence, where do you think they got that from? And Crazy Nancy. Yeah, they was in there hollering, where's Nancy we come and fight? Is that right? I mean, this is Trump's gang. Oh. Mm-mm. So it says, Father, I have sinned and am no more worthy to be called thy son. I ain't never thought that I should have been standing up here calling myself no son of man. No. Because I know what kind of life I've been living. But Allah chose me anyway. And said, and I'm no more worthy to be called your son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And, at one point, I decided that when the messenger was here, I decided I was going to try to get in the student ministers class, and they wouldn't let me in there. I would have been glad to be as one of the hired ministers. Do you understand? Because I really did think that I had some understanding that I could share with people, not because I wanted money, but they didn't accept me in the student ministers class. And so it says, and he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him. What did the messenger say? He said, come on in, brother. Sit him down over there. Crown him. Put him on good shoes. He was lost. Now he's found. He was dead. Now he's alive. He said, come on in, brother. Have a seat, brother. Get up, brother, and recognize your brother who was lost and now found. But they would not accept me. So the father, I'm going to let the messenger take it up again.
These are very beautiful scriptures. Very beautiful. I am not worthy to be called a son. Make me a servant of yours, not a son. I'm not fit for that kind of honor. Father said, oh, come on, son. I will represent you.
And they did represent me. That said, the word is God and the word was with God. I didn't hear you. Do any of you deny that the truth is with me? Show me some that don't agree with me. This is your dance. You know so much. Show me in the scripture where anything that any of them said don't agree with me. So the father represent me. He fell on the son's neck and kissed the son. The book said, kiss the son lest he be angry and you perish from the way when his anger is kindled, his wrath is kindled but a little. Huh? So remember Prophet Muhammad kissed the stone? And I think it was Umar that said, I kiss you not because I think there's life in you, but I kiss you because Muhammad kissed you. Huh? Muhammad, he set the example. He knew he wouldn't be around to see me and physically kiss me, so he set up a sign and showed them that this is a sign of the one that is to come. Huh? And so it says, and the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. Huh? He said, and bring hither the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to make merry, to be merry. Huh? Yeah. And when his brother his elder brother, the one who had been ruling, when he heard the commotion and saw that his younger brother was there, he got mad. Huh? Yeah, all of you that's been in this world ruling according to the earthly mind that you have, you don't like the idea that you got to now submit to a mind that is heavenly. And yet, when you come in here with your earthly mind, I know more about it than you do. I didn't hear you. Wisdom is like, if you are possessed of wisdom, you don't have to have a lot of the knowledge that everybody else has. But when they bring you what they have, you know more about how to use it than they do. I didn't hear you. And some of y'all don't see. I know more about how to use what other people know than the people who know it knew. That's because not only do I have wisdom, I am wisdom. That's what the scripture says. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. He comes in the volume of the book, 66 books of the Bible, and 600 years after the Bible, and the book of remembrance was written, the Holy Quran. And in the volume of the book, this mind that's talking to you, this mind comes. So even though Moses is absent from the body, even though Jesus is absent from his body, even though Jeremiah and Isaiah and Hosea and Ezekiel and Muhammad and all of the prophets is absent from their bodies that they came in, they are now present in the brain of the Lord himself. And that's me.
So he got rid of our house. He still felt too cheap to go in the family's house. So his brother looked out and saw father coming up with this little bad contrite son, his brother.
Now, you brothers over there in the East that had Islam, when you heard new Islam that was being taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to me, what he was teaching me, you called that shirk. You said that's not Islam. That's what you said. As it's written, no man having drank old wine will straightway take the new wine because he think the old is better. Is that right? And so if what you had and was calling the final religion of Allah, the mere fact, if you think for a minute, just stop and think. If you already had the true religion of Allah, why were you looking for the coming of a rightly guided one? If you are not already rightly guided, then there's proof that you didn't have the true religion. And if that's not enough, if you had the true religion, how did the Christians take over the earth? Why couldn't you take that religion you had and with truth make it overcome the lies that they have been perpetuating? Like I'm doing. When I come on the air, you would think nobody have a religion but me. Because they don't. Ain't nobody got true religion but me. The religion y'all got is a pile of filthy rags. What's proof of it? With all them religions you had, a man like Donald Trump and all these petty dictators all over the earth have been reigning and ruling over people because you didn't have the truth. If you had had the truth, lies could not have taken root in the minds of the people. Now I'm here getting rid of the lies. How do you know I'm going to get rid of all lies? Because I done shut the mouth of all the liars. Come in here and put your lie out and see if I can't manifest that you ain't nothing but a liar. Well, all praise is due to Allah. Huh? The truth has come. And lies must vanish. Just give me a minute here. I know one thing. If you mess around there and get yourself thrown in hell. You mess around there and get yourself thrown in hell.
Make me a servant of yours. No, sir. I'm not fit for that kind of honor. Father said, oh, come on, son. I will represent you. So he got rid of our house. He's built felt too cheap to go in the family's house. So his brother looked out and saw father coming up with this little bad contrary son.
That's the 25th verse. Was in the field, the religion, the field of religion. You know they got all these religions out here, right? And now the elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. What's all this dancing music about? And he said unto him, thy brother is come. Remember, the Yakub told you, white people, when he made you. He said, you go out and deceive all that you can for 6,000 years. He said, but after 6,000 years, your brother from the east is going to come and he's going to eat you up. He's going to consume you. So they didn't understand what it was talking about. But you notice, for 300 straight years, they made it against the law for anyone to teach us how to read, for us to be allowed to go to school, right? But people were slipping and teaching us anyway. We was eating, eating them up. Do you understand? So now I done ate up his education, and I understand it better than he do. And so he don't want to come in here and get in no conversation with me about his history and all of that kind of thing, because he know the more he talk about it, the more I know about it, and it fills in blanks. Even when he don't know, he telling me something. When he talk to me, I always know how to draw out of him some more truth. I can draw truth out of him like the sun can draw water out of a rock. And so I can do that to all of you. You ain't hiding nothing. You just think you hiding something. So they told him, he said, thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And the older brother, he got mad. He was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. He said, son, he said unto him, lo, the elder brother said, lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment. You remember when the devil was asked where he was coming from? He didn't say, I came from transgressing your commands, did he? He said, I've been going to and fro and up and down in the earth. And as I said, your adversary, the devil, walketh to and fro and up and down, seeking whom he may devour, like he was ordered to do. Is that right? So he hadn't broke his, he hadn't violated what he was commanded to do. He'd been going out, subduing the earth and having dominion over everybody like he was ordered to do, right? He said, now all these years, all these many years do I serve thee. He said, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment. You told me to go out and for 6 days and labor and do all my work, and I've been doing that. and yet thou never gavest me no kid that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. I can put it in your hands. It was agreeable that we should, when he said meet, M-E-E-T, that meant it was agreeable. It was agreeable that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is now found. So that son was upset, just like anybody that's been given power. You notice Donald Trump didn't have no power, didn't have no problem when he was so magnanimous when he won. He, as magnanimous as a man like him can be, he even said Hillary Clinton deserves our gratitude for having served this nation for so long. Huh? Yes, he did. But when it was taken from him and was given to Joe Biden by the same process that it was given to him, then he got mad. Huh? He didn't want to give it up, right? Yeah, just like now, you mad because you got to give up the dominion. You can't have no dominion over me. You through. Come in here and show me that you got something else to teach me. Any of you, come in here and show me that you have something to teach me about manhood or anything else that has to do with human characteristics. You don't even know how to be a guest in my class. You come in here, you ask me a question, I go to answering your question and you get mad because I can answer. You never could have ruled me if I hadn't been dead. Meaning ignorant. It wasn't because you were so wise. It was because I was so dumb. Now, come in here now. And let's me and you talk now. And let's see who the dummy is.
Brother, he said, come on in. He said, come on in. Let's make merry. For your brother has come home. He's found the presence of his brother. He lived with rough and scandalous people. He said, as long as I've been here, you telling me now to kill the fattest calf we got? To make merry over this man who has been out among strangers? And he has committed all the acts these strangers have committed. And now I'm to represent and recognize him as being my equal. And I have not been in place. I have been with you always. Come on in, son. He could not see his way of taking that son, making him his equal guest in the house. No, I will not come in. And not you stay on out, yes, son.
What is the meaning of sin? When God gives confuse it, what are you doing? You're sinning, huh? All right, now remember that now. It says, if you continue in my words, if you obey my words, then will you be my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Make you free from what? Free from sin. Huh? They responded because they didn't understand what he was talking about. They said, we be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man. Now that cleared up the lie that they tried to say that the Jews was in bondage in Egypt and whatnot. There never been no Jews in bondage in Egypt. America is the spiritual Egypt and Sodom. And we are the children of them. If you were Abraham's children, you would do whose works? Have we been doing the works of Abraham, or have we been doing the works of Israel? Then that makes us Israel's children, huh? We've been the children of white people in America, huh? Who happen to be the children that Jacob, the sons of Jacob, huh? And we are their mental or spiritual offspring. Our religious doctrine, didn't we get it from them? Huh? Christianity. And our parochial or natural schooling, didn't they give us that? And we became their children then, didn't we? All right then. So I've come for the lost sheep that done growed up in the house of Israel. Huh? I didn't hear you. Yeah. All right then.
I'm taking him in the house. He's taken this son in the house and represented him to the family. And all the members of the family, and all the members of the family that were not power to their brethren. They was made servants of God.
Okay. He that sinneth is the servant of what? And if you wouldn't bow to me, then you have become the servant of your sinful brother. Do you understand? Yeah. And the servant abideth not in the house forever. When the wicked springeth as the grass, and the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is because they are going to be destroyed forever. The servant of sin abideth not in the house forever. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. The wages of sin? All right.
That had been away a long time. When Father saw they would not respect his word, and he being the power of the family, he said, sit him down over there. Put a crown on his head.
You remember what the messenger said in 70? He said, sit him down over there, crown him, put him on good shoes. And he said, this is it. You remember that? He saw they wasn't that I am the right hand of God. What was the Son of Man told to sit? What you see on the messenger's head there? What's sitting on his head? The crescent and star, huh? That represent me. And after he said it, it says, Son of Man, sit on my right hand until a certain time. Until what? Till I make enemies for you all over the earth. Then get up and overcome all of them. What am I doing? Let me see you produce an argument that I can't handle. Let me get together. I don't mind how many of you get together. Produce an argument that I can't handle. You just saw me pick apart the lies that they tried to put out there and try to compare Black Lives Matter and to what happened at the Capitol. Huh? You murder a black man, you murder a black woman. What was that sister name they went in there and shot her in her house with a no-knock warrant? What's that sister name that they did that to? All these black people that they just done, Tamir Rice, all these black people that you just been murdering. Breonna Taylor. Eric Gardner. You just, Trayvon Martin, you just murder our people whenever you get ready. Knowing we ain't got no army. We ain't got nothing to come against you with. We sure ain't stupid enough to go and get guns from you to call ourselves fighting you. And you know that would be a fool's errand. And that's just how you like it. You got the arms and we got nothing. Then you got a hell of a nerve sitting up because we protest and tear up a storefront or something, which you had insurance on anyway, tear up a storefront or whatever, and you sit there and accuse us or try to compare what was done because of your mistreatment of us to what was done at the Capitol because those people lost an election. You some low-down people. Every one of you that go along with that trite argument. You're going to get what you got coming. You mark my words. Allah ain't through with you. And neither is this. You better go look up pestilence. There shall be famines and pestilences. Let's see what pestilence really means. Let's look it up and see what we got going here. You some low down people. Allah got something for you though. I know you claim you say we got something planned for you. I ain't forgot what you said. Allah made plans for you too. Now, I'm going to read it to you right out the dictionary here. Pestilence. A usually fatal epidemic disease, especially like bubonic plague. Ain't that something? Where's the COVID-19? A fatal disease? And now it's done did the Jericho thing. You remember on Iron Man? It's done mutated, and now it's a bunch of them. Huh? This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is the beginning of what he saw. When Allah showed it to him, he said that it made him to shudder with fear. Because if it was not shortened, if the days of this pandemic and pestilences, notice, there's more than one now. There shall be famines and pestilences. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. To show you how Donald Trump didn't give a damn about you. You sitting up there using him as your excuse to do that. And the truth of the matter is, you don't give a damn about him either. That's the truth of it. But Donald Trump didn't tell you how sick he really was. And his doctors didn't either. Now it's coming out. The New York Times came out with the thing that Donald Trump was in bad shape. But he had access to treatments that ain't available to everybody else. And he still had you walking around here without a mask on. Donald Trump is one of the titles for the President of the United States is that he is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the United States. You made him Commander-in-Chief of people that he called losers. Anybody that's dumb enough to put their life on the line for this country, he thinks and referred to them as losers. He see no reason to go visit a cemetery where a bunch of losers died. And they lost their lives serving this country. And generally, the first thing out of the mouth of them when you come home in a body bag, a patriotic president, a patriotic government, they offer to the widow or to the next of kin an American flag folded in a triangle with nothing but the stars, meaning the states, the symbol for the states. You know, each star in the flag represents a state in the United States. And as they present that to the next of kin, they say, on behalf of a grateful nation. Why would you put someone in the office of president that considers those who died for your country or died in service of your country? Why would you put a man in office that considers those who died in service of America, he considers them as losers, which means he's ungrateful for their service. But yet, they are at his beck and call as president to lay their life down. And in his mind, as far as he's concerned, they are expendable. And their lives have no value other than if he can use them to perpetuate his tyranny. Y'all a piece of work. I was looking at the Senate honoring that officer who led the crowd away so that if he hadn't been there, they'd probably had a martial law going on now and Donald Trump would still be president. And they would have been, a lot of them would have been dead and a lot of them would have been held and all of that stuff in there. And then the next thing would be to show the recount with the fake ballots. And they would have justified what they did. They would have said, see, we got the true ballots here and I really won. Do you understand? Oh, they had it planned. Then he would have pardoned all of the people who murdered the Congress people, and it was said, and they were part of the cover up, and they got what they deserved. And then they would have put a lot of people on trial that hadn't did nothing. They'd have put them on trial, and that was their plan. Remember? Yeah, they told you what their plan was. Only thing that even if that had happened, the only thing that plan was leading to was a bloodbath. But he figured he'd be able to use the military then to fight for him. Do you understand? Now, you don't know how diabolical and low down those people are. And you want to let them walk? You go on, let them walk. Don't say I didn't tell you. I did warn you. You didn't pay me no attention. Because I ain't nobody, remember? Mighty strange for me to be a nobody. It sure is a whole lot of somebody scared to come in here and talk to me. Ain't that something? I mean, really, if I'm just delusional and ain't got no authority to do nothing, what everybody scared of me for? You done found out I can't cast your ass in the hell, huh? What is the matter with them? That they flee from the reminder as if they are frightened asses fleeing from a lion. No, they're not frightened for that. Every one of them desires that he be given the same thing that you gave the Son of Man. They want pages spread out for themselves. Are you going to give it to them? By no means. Ain't but one son. And that's me. Well, I'm going to let you go since you ain't got nothing to say to me. Ain't nobody trying to talk to me? Brother Mike? Huh? Oh, okay. See? Tell you what, unmute him. I got something to say to him. Brother, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell all of you something. I have grown weary of you coming in here just to show disrespect to me. I don't have a problem with you asking me questions. I don't have a problem with you presenting arguments to me. What I have a problem with is when you come in here and I'm speaking and you don't have sense enough to show respect while I'm speaking, to be quiet until I acknowledge that it's time for you to say something. And you are really getting on my nerves with that. I'm sick of it. I showed you by my example that when I go to people's forums and they, I'm their guest. If I'm speaking and they go to say something, I just shut up. Because I recognize that I'm a guest. If I walk in a person's home and they got something to say to me or whatnot, I don't go clowning with somebody in their house. You're some fools. Who is that with their phone unmuted? Sir? Well, you unmuted them. What's the number? Whose number is 9636? Why you got your phone unmuted? Let me hear all that 369 in your phone now. What's wrong with you? Mute them back. Silly people. Well, okay, you unmute him.
Yes, hello.
Yes, let me tell you something, brother. Now, from now on, you got one more time to come in here trying to overtalk me. And then I'm going to show you how much power I really have.
Well, I really don't be trying to overtalk.
Yes, you do, brother.
Trying to let.
Yes, you do. And I'm getting tired. I done got tired of it. Now, it's not like that. It's not like that when you ask me a question, I let you ask the question, I'll go to answering your question, and then you just decide that you want to cut me off while I'm answering your question. And I'm not going to have it.
All right, then is it all right we start again? If that's okay with you?
Now, from now on, when I'm speaking, I don't care if you're in the middle of saying whatever. If I decide to start talking, you shut up.
I grant that. I have no problem with that.
Okay, well now ask me what you want to ask me.
Is there more than one God?
You've already asked me that question once, and I told you no.
Right.
No, there's not but one God.
Right. So then, can you say that? Can you truly say that the black man is God when you say that there's only one who is God?
In the first place, you asking the wrong question. The way you asking that now, you would have me talking about myself in the third person. I'm not. I am a black man, and and the messenger is the one that said that man is God.
Right. I can show and prove that what you say right now is wrong, but will you give me the chance?
Give us your proof.
Right. The proof is that you speak of the third person. Well, I tell you, all man is created of three. We are soul, spirit, and flesh. These are three separate things that we are. Do you understand? It's like soul, spirit, flesh. Soul being symbolic to the word, spirit being symbolic to angel, flesh being symbolic to man. Now,
just a moment. You're doing it again. Now, I know you hear me saying just a moment. Now, show me in the script. Show me in the script. Show me in the scripture what you trying to say.
Well, I showed you in the scriptures simply by this, that
what chapter and verse? What chapter and verse are you reading from?
Well, listen, I do not read your books.
Okay, well then that's this conversation over. Goodbye. And this is what I was telling you all. You see, among men, the Holy Quran says, among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge, without guidance, and without an illuminating book. Now, on what do we base arguing about God if all we're going to go by is what's in our own private thoughts? That's a foolish argument. Because if all we're going to go by is our own private thoughts about God, then there ain't no argument to have. And that's tantamount to saying that God does not exist. And that all of these people who call themselves prophets were liars. Huh? So, I just wanted you to see this was something in the 22nd chapter and the 8th verse of the Holy Quran. It says, and among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge and without guidance and without an illuminating book. Allah, the way of Allah is the one who's doing the speaking. Remember, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Huh? Well, I am the way. That's why it was put in there. What is the way? The understanding. When you say that's not the way you do that, what are you actually telling a person when you say that? That's not the proper understanding of how to do that. And if you have the proper understanding, then you are the way. Is that right? Okay. So the man is a fool. And I'm not going to waste time talking with a fool. The books, the children of this world said this. It says, he who knows not and thinks he knows and does not know that he does not know is a fool. Shun him. Huh? Okay. Well, what did I just do? All right. See? I didn't say children of this world didn't have some wisdom. They got theirs from God too. He just gave them the lesser degree, but it's still wisdom. So you notice he can't stop coming around me. I'm not attracted to him. The sun is so powerful that it forces every planet within its reach to bow. Huh? You bowing to me by even coming in here. Why can't you leave? Because outside of my circle ain't nothing but darkness. So let me let y'all go. It's been fun, but I got to run. I didn't hear you. Let's see here. We're going to close with this song here. Maybe. With this thing. You don't know me, mother. I was raised in this living hell. You don't know my kind in your world. Fairly soon the time will tell. You telling me the things you're gonna do for me. I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. No more need for running. The streets. Take this message to my brother. You will find him everywhere. Wherever people are living together, tied in poverty, despair. Are you telling me the things you're gonna do for me? I'm blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. No more need for running. Taking it, taking it. Taking it to the street. No more need for hiding. Taking it to the street. Take this message to my brother. You will find him everywhere. Where the people are living together, stuck in poverty's despair. Oh, you telling me the things you're gonna do for me. Hey, I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. No more need for running. Oh yeah. Taking it to the street. Taking it, taking it. Taking it to the street. We'll discuss it further. Taking it to the street. Oh. Taking it to the street. Taking it, taking it. Taking it to the street. Oh yeah. Taking it to the street. Taking it.
to the street. No more need for running. No more hiding. No, no. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. Oh, no, no. Take it to the street. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. Yeah, you don't know my kind in this world. What's that another way of saying? I'm a stranger. Be kind to strangers. For some of you have entertained angels and were unaware of it. Well, now you know you are entertaining the Son of Man and all the holy angels. Tread lightly. Now, don't say, I didn't warn you. Okay. So I'm going to let you go. May Allah bless us, and keep us safe and in our right minds. And I pray for your sake that the Senate does the right thing. You know, that's my prayer for your country. You know, I don't try to claim what ain't mine. And if you understood that, you would have known that we weren't trying to take your country from you. We were just trying to get you to treat us right while living in your country. But you don't seem to have it in you to treat people right. Okay. But to those who hunger and thirst for righteousness and who are believers in justice, I ain't got no dog in the hunt against you. I pray Allah to bless you and keep you safe. May Allah's Salaam Alaikum.